Hi, Afreen. No voice. Hi,
Hello?
Afreen.
Hello, sir.
How are you, Afreen?
I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, there was a little bit of a connection problem here. That's why.
Okay, you are speaking from where? Which place?
I'm from Srinagar, Kashmir.
Oh, you have a very nice accent.
Thank you.
Totally American accent.
Well, thanks to Philippines, though.
Okay, congratulations on passing the FMG in the first attempt.
Thank you so
Uh,
much. Thank you.
okay, so what I'll be doing is that I'll be asking a few questions from you, and I would
Sure.
be asking you to describe your experiences in Philippines and also what a new student should expect and how and what are the keys to pass the FMG and in the first attempt, because we all know it's a very difficult examination, not easy to pass in the first attempt.
Yeah, surely, sure.
Okay, so these experiences you have to decide and guide the new students how to go about it. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I'll start from now on. I'll start. Okay. Dear Afreen Hamid, welcome to the online interview of FMG Toppers. You have scored 162 marks in FMG
Yeah,
and you have got an All India rank of 80, which is amazing. During these times of pandemic, it's really difficult to study and to cope up with the studies in this distressing times. We would like
absolutely.
to congratulate you on behalf of National Vidya Foundation. Vivek sir, Siddarth, Jelly, Muay, and the whole NVF team is very proud of you. Please pay my respects to your parents also.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. We're all glad. Thank you.
Thank you. Let us start from the beginning. In which year you took admission in the Philippines?
Basically, I went there around 2016, February. As exactly if I remember. Yeah, it's February 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are from which city and which state?
I'm from Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay. And how much marks you got in class 12 in PCB?
Well, it was like around 93 percentage here.
93%, very nice.
Yeah.
And did you take any coaching for AIPMT or you went?
No. No, basically what happened like that time in our state, we have like common entrance tests and there were not like any kind of centers for AIPMT here.
Okay.
So if we have to opt for the AIPMT, we had to go out of Jammu and Kashmir to go for the exams.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, most of the students here, they don't go for that. But now since it's NEET exams for everybody, so now everyone is able to go through that NEET exams even wherever you are in India. So that's a very good thing for everybody, which wasn't for us at that time.
Okay. Okay. So you dropped 1 year or you
No,
went?
no, no, no. I went straight ahead after my grade 12 exam. I mean, after my 12th higher secondary.
Okay.
So I directly went for the admission for the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there were some problems here. If you have heard that we had floods and
Yes.
yeah, and the situation here. So basically, that was the thing that motivated me to go out overseas. And the Philippines was one of the best options because I chose it because of the first, there's a medium is English rather than the other countries. So that was one of my main reasons that I thought that Philippines would be the better option than the rest of the countries like Ukraine or China that most of the Indian students go after. And then the level of education is really high because my aim in future was to go to the European countries or maybe to the US or Canada. So I think that's a doorway. If you go to the Philippines, that's kind of a doorway going to those countries. And it becomes very easier because the level of medicine they teach there, it's really nice. So
Okay.
I think that's the best option.
Okay. One small question. Can you describe your journey from starting, like from 2016 till now? Any good incidents, any bad incidents, anything like
Well,
from
my
the beginning?
entire journey in
From the beginning.
Philippines,
Yes.
yeah, so I had to say from Philippines, right?
Right.
Okay, so when I went there first, it was like this way because it was my first time. Frankly speaking, this is my first time going from Kashmir outside Kashmir.
outside
So
Kashmir?
I went to the Delhi. That was my first time going there. I went outside the country. That was my first time. So it was kind of a like different thing. Like how would I deal with the situations? But thankfully, like everybody knows, Philippines is a friendly country. Like all the people are so much friendly there. You don't have to worry about any kind of like security situations or anything that I encounter here in back home. So the thing that was really got me there was like it's not a developed country, but it's not like just a developing country. So you have to like it's a mix of the two. So what happens that you enjoy everything there. Like there's a highly developed companies, people you get to meet like people from all over the world. So basically, that's the one thing that's kept me at first starting like in around 2016. I met different people, and you know the momentum I got from there was like really good because most of our batchmates they were not just from India. So we had like from different countries, from African countries, from Middle East countries, even somewhere from I think there was some Japanese as well. So which is quite immensely good like that. We get a different experience, you know, the cultural mix. So we get to know about different people as well. And basically afterwards from 2017 when I entered into the medicine, we have a goal that once we completed it and we had to do something in our life. Like, you know, when you go to the med school, unless and until you don't have a goal, you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve.
Right.
So that was my like starting journey. It was a bit difficult at start because once you don't know about medicine, like personally me, I wasn't much aware about medicine, like how it goes, what are the things you had to read, and like so many books you had to read. But gradually and gradually, because it's a step ladder, it's a pattern, so you had to follow slowly and slowly. You can't just drastically go to the last step. So it takes time, but it becomes the what do you call this one? The forward, the more you go ahead, the better it gets easier as well. So basically all the years, 2016, 17, 18, 19, and 2021, besides the COVID thing, uh, all the things were really good. And if we would have got the 2020 in the hospital duties, which unfortunately wouldn't happen, I think it would have been the best like ending of that thing because they have a really good hospital infrastructures. The way they teach in the hospitals, it's really nice. The another thing I mean I would suggest as well if the future students are gonna go there is that they should learn. I mean, try to learn their language as well. You don't need to. You don't really need to learn their language, but if you want to merge with the culture, it's good. It's really good to learn their language because it's gonna help you in the hospital duties as well. So basically, I think I got more on merge with the culture because I learned their language in just the first year. I had more Filipino friends and I go with them here and there. So basically, there was that's it. It was a nice journey all around, and I think it was a good era of my life, and I would never be able to forget that thing.
Any good incidents? Any exciting incidents which you
Well, I think
recall?
I would say that there were just few downward incidents in my life. There, everything was really good. Um, I I don't know if you have heard about it. Like I was a model as well. I got there. I was a bit famous as well. I was into the TVs and other things. I
Oh,
did a lot of entertainment activities there, a
okay.
lot. So there were the good things for me because I got a lot of offers from different countries for the modeling as well.
Wow, wow. Very
And
nice.
besides those, I think I met like person from almost every country
Okay.
of the world, which was the best thing for me because I get to know.
Mhm.
I think in just one country, I get to know about the cultures of almost all the countries of the world. So, which was the best moment of my life. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you suggest the students who are preparing for NET? Suppose if they don't get good marks in NET and they are not getting good colleges in India, government colleges, they are getting private colleges which cost around 18 to 20 lakhs per year, is it good for them to go abroad?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's my word. That don't waste your years. I think they are very crucial at this time. When you are too young, you're energetic, you're enthusiastic, you should go for it. I mean, whatever country you choose, at the end of the day, medicine is the one that you have to study by yourself. Whichever country you choose, I mean, after you think that if you're really capable that you think I can do it, then go for 1 year, but not more than that. That's my suggestion, that you shouldn't waste more years like the people who try like 4 or 5 attempts and then they're still like racing for that struggle. I think it's like never ending thing. For me, I think personally, I believe that most of the people, this is the age where you really have to take bigger steps. Just take risk, really. The risk will pay off. Just trust for that thing that, okay, I had to take this risk and it's gonna really, cost me good at the end of the day. So that's my suggestion for everybody, that if you think that you can do it, just take 1 more year and that's fine, but not more, don't exceed that thing. And go for any country that you want to go. Philippines is personally good if you have future plans for US, UK, or any of those countries. So I think Philippines is really good for those, and the education is really good in any college, any medical college you choose in Philippines. Not particularly, I would say, for a few names, but I think they have really good education system there.
And what about the food and climate over there?
I think, well, personally, me, I had a bit of struggle because, I believe I belong to what do you call this, a mountainous area. We have cold here. We don't have hot here. It was a bit difficult for me at first because the temperature in Philippines, it can go around 35 to even 40, and I'm not used to that thing. But I think it's a good climate because you usually get like breezes are all around. I don't think it is humid, but it isn't like that hot as in Delhi. I would say Delhi, because Delhi is like I don't have a particular word, but it's like really congested. The air dampness is really bad that you feel like so caged. You don't want to like go outside. But in Philippines it's different. Even though it's 40, but you can go outside and it doesn't feel that much. And then everywhere in Philippines it's air conditioned. You can go to malls and anywhere. It's good. So I think the climate is really good because it's coastal island. So that's the climate you have to expect, that how it will be in that kind of a country, right?
Right. And what are your experience with the NVF staff, National Vidya Foundation staff, Vivek sir, Jelly, Moy? How were they? Helpful,
Okay.
not helpful?
Yeah, that's I would say that when I left here, they were my guidance. Like, I would really say in a good way that through my entire 5 years, they were really helpful for me. Anytime I need their help, like Sir Vivek was there, or Mavi was there, Ms. Jelly was there, any sort of help in terms of documents, or sometimes our students, they had to face sometimes problems regarding the visas. And the first one, the person they approach were the NVF, because they are the backbones. So it's like they were our embassy. So that's how we would say in our school. So if we have any problem, we go to them, and then they really were able to help us and like take us out of those situations wherever we need their help. So entirely from my admission from here, like I would really say they helped me like in every aspect of the journey from here to the Philippines, and during all those years, wherever we had difficulties, wherever we have problems, especially the document problems, like new students, they don't know, like they see it will seem them easy that, oh, it's okay, it's this visa and that other stuff. But the things can get complicated in a foreign country, and then you need someone to help you there. And I think NUF was the one that always stood up there, and whenever I need their help, they were always there for me.
Okay. And where did you do your clerkship?
Well, I did the clerkship in Pasig City General Hospital. As I said, unfortunately, due to COVID, we were not allowed to complete it properly because of the COVID situation, the protocols we had to follow.
Okay. So while doing the internship, maybe for 1 month or 2 months,
Yeah.
whatever time you did, so did you face any problems with interaction with the patients?
Not really. As I said, for me, I was like, I know their native language, so I didn't have personally any problems. But even my batchmates, they don't have any problem because almost everyone is able to speak in English. Even if they are not, if the patients are like old, they are not good in English, their guardians will be there. Like they will be really able to speak as that much of English that you will be able to understand that, oh, he wants to convey this and that. So
Okay.
I think there won't be any difficulty at all for that thing.
Okay. And in the Philippines, where were you staying?
I was saying in Makati City.
Makati City.
Yeah.
Where, which building?
I stayed in a lot of buildings. Like I stayed in Central Park as well, the first
Okay.
place. Then afterwards, I went to Cityland and Beacon Towers, and I was staying some other. As I said, I was related to modeling, so that's why I had some other connections. Because of that, I was able to stay in other buildings as well, like in
Okay.
Greenbelt and other stuff.
Okay. Understood. Understood. And what is NMAT?
Well, it's a National Medical Administration test, which is very easy. I would say it's really easy. If you just prepare for 1 week, you're gonna pass it. So that's my thing, because I just prepared for 3 or 4 days and I was able to pass it easily. And it's really, really not difficult. Like as compared here, the NEET exam is like it's a bit difficult. There, the portion where you have to get, I mean, as a medical student, you will be able to easily pass your biology, chemistry, physics. Their physics level is like super easy. They're just gonna ask you very basic questions regarding the physics, and there are not too many numericals. You just have like out of 50, it will be like 20 or maybe 10 to 12 questions of numericals. The rest will be like just theoretical questions. It should be really easy to pass through. The only suggestion for the newcomers regarding the NMAT will be like, just make your English, your vocabulary good, so that you will be able to pass the first part of the exam, which is like the verbal, the thing they ask about the English, where they check how your verbally you are, because they're gonna ask you about some questions regarding, oh, what's the antonym of this, what's the synonym of this, or they're gonna give you a paragraph and they're gonna tell you like just sympathize something regarding these things. So I think it's more about the language rather than anything else. The rest, it's just your IQ, like how you're gonna do the quantitative and qualitative stuffs. They ask you that this is the picture and find a similar mirror image. So which is quite easy for everybody. You just have to practice. So everyone who is gonna appear for the NMAT, just practice 1 week. Just look at the previous year's exam papers. 1 week is enough for me. I mean, maybe 1 month is okay, good for you. You don't need to even take a coaching or something. Just look at the previous year's papers. Go through you have NCRT books. Just go through your NCRT books for the physics, chemistry, and biology. Learn a little bit about sociology, or the social science, you call it. And there's some questions of the mathematics, which are really easy. You just have the graphical representation, and then you just have to pick, which is super easy. So there will be a circle, there'll be a graph, and they will ask you, okay, which percentage is highest. So some are very, very easy questions, which you just need about 40, and some colleges will ask you like about 60 percentile. So it depends upon the colleges. So I think it's quite easy to get those marks if you just study for a few weeks or just week. Just don't go to the exam, okay, I'll just pass it next day, and then today I'm like, okay, next tomorrow's exam, I'm just gonna pass. If you don't know anything about exam, obviously you're not gonna pass it. So that's the thing.
Okay. And how many hours you have to study to for your MD1, MD2, MD3?
Most probably, I would suggest that everybody in Philippines, particularly, they have the system of how we call it, the PowerPoint presentations. Like this is a modern way, not the classical way. The classical way was like writing on the board, and that's the classical way. The new way is like you just have the projectors, and they will just gonna point out, oh, these are the highlighter, these are the pointers. So that's good to pass the exams. But for every newcomer, it should be a habit that they should read books. From the day one of your medical school, go for the ebooks, because right these days you don't need to always get the books from the store. Ebooks are easily available. Just go for the most famous books wherever you study in the overseas. some of the best books you have, the ebooks, just go for that. Just study a few hours. I mean, for example, if you have 6 to 8 hours of school days, at least 2 hours you need at minimum to study every day, at least for that. Maximum, it's up to you. But don't ever stop studying your books, because books are the core for everything. If you keep studying books from the day one, you're never gonna get stuck in any exam, even if it's NMAT, if it's gonna be PG, or if it's gonna be what do you call this one, USMLE. Even the USMLE you can easily crack if you're just reading your books religiously. That's the thing I would say.
Okay, so you have to read the books 6 to 8 hours of class and 2 to 3 hours self
At least, yeah.
minimum, and read
But every day
every day
almost books. You should not skip, like how you don't skip your meals, you shouldn't skip your studies as well.
Right.
Especially books.
Very nice advice for the students. So whichever students are listening, please follow this religiously. And what is the secret of cracking the FMG examination in the first attempt?
Okay, that's a bit of difficult for me at first. If I think the thing that helped me first was because of the COVID, we got a lot of time to prepare for it. But most probably anyone who is having like 4 to 5 months, what you have to do is like these days there are a lot of online subscriptions which you can get. You don't need to really go for offline. How do you call it? Coaching, exactly. You don't need to go for offline coaching, right? These days online coachings are available. Just go for that. Just get any kind of subscription or whatever. These days everybody is doing that thing. And how you can pass it at the first attempt will be like, I mean, I think you need to give at least 8 to 10 hours for at least 3 to 4 months per day. At least. I mean, I think that's the minimum I would say. Maximum you can go for 12 hours per day. That's a good thing. But I think at least 8 to 10 hours you had to give. And then especially at the end of the 1 to 2 months, you have to keep revising. At least the best is the revision. The more revisions you do, the better it is. And the better is like 4 to 5 revisions, at least 3 revisions, and better will be 4. If you give the 3 revisions, I think nobody will be able to stop you crossing the 150 mark. 3 revisions is really, really nice. 4 to 5, you can easily cross to 250, because I know my batchmates, my classmates, they crossed to 250 and they had like 5 to 6 revisions done. I personally had done at least 3 revisions. I think that's the one key step regarding here. And next thing, you keep on doing the MCQs at least 2 to 3 months before the exams. At first, when you start the preparing, don't go for the MCQs right away. So what you do is like gradually, I mean, when you're beginning, just go for the slowness. I mean, you can't study like continuously, okay, I'll do this one and in just one day. You know, that Rome wasn't built in one day. So you have to take things you have to take slowly. So gradually you will become better in it. So just go for a few hours study first day, then next increase how you are capable of those things. Some people, they can just study for a few hours and they're good to go. But some, they need more, like 12 hours, or they maybe need 14 hours, and some maybe need just 6 hours or 8 hours, and they're good to go for their preparations. So basically this is it, that do your MCQs almost, I think two months before the exam, almost every day, like at least 100 MCQs per day. And there's FMGE solutions, which is also a nice thing. You can go through it as well, and then finish it, and then do the revisions. There's a revision part at the end. There's a small things, highlight those important points, because in FMG there will be a big question. For example, there will be a case scenario, but they will definitely highlight regarding that question that there's a particular part, and what's the diagnosis, the core thing that they will highlight. That's the one which will be the answer for that thing. So even if you skip the entire question, just focus on that point, you're gonna get the answer. So how that will help is like, if you do the revision and highlight that important points all the time. So at the time of the revision, at the end of the days where you don't have the time, because these are 19 subjects, you can't revise entire 19 subjects in one day. But if you have highlighted all the points, like me, I personally did the revision 2 days, 2 times, because I had highlighted the important points. So I did 19 subjects in just one day. How can I do that? That's just that if you just focus on that particular point which you have read entirely for 5 months. You just have to focus on those small points, and then you can go for that.
Incredible,
Yeah, thank you.
incredible way of doing it. And what are your future plans?
Right now, I had to do the internship. That's the criteria right now. So after that, I have plans to go for Australia or New Zealand. That's those are my plans for yet, but I haven't yet started to think about it. But I am probably trying to go for the surgery because I wanted to be a cardiothoracic surgeon, hopefully so. And that's my future goals.
Okay. And if anybody comes to you, would you recommend NVF as a consultancy?
Surely, sure. There's no
Why?
doubt about it. I mean, personally, I have seen a lot of students from here or anyone who have recommended me. I have given their contacts to Ma'am Farah from Kolkata, or
Yes,
the
yes.
ones Miss Jelly or some there that they need your assistance. They're searching for the admissions. Can you help them? So every time, because I feel like, I mean, I have seen the agencies and all the consultancies how they procure when they are in your states. In your particular state, they are the third parties. They're not the first parties. I would say to everybody that NVF is the legitimate ones, which are the, how would I say, they're the kingmakers there, because they are the ones who will be able to send you there and to take care of it there. The agencies, the consultancies here and there, who what do you call this one? You just say, okay, we're gonna take you there. We have been there. We have doing this. The lab stops. They keep on blabbling to the students, and then they take their money. So I think for everybody, I would say that NVF is the best one, because I didn't face any difficulties. So why would I say not go with the NVF? I didn't really face any kind of difficulties, and I think it was the cheapest one that I got. Like my visa and everything was like really affordable than the other agency, the other consultancies they were asking me. So any kind of difficulties, as I said, I faced during my school years in Philippines, I always go to the NBF and ask their help for any kind of documents, any kind of problems regarding my visa, and they were always there to help for me. So what else would I ask for, right?
Thanks a lot, Afreen, and
Thank you so much.
congratulations once again for scoring so good marks and passing FMG in the first attempt. Even the All India topper is from your batch, Suman
Yes,
Sakhi.
absolutely. Shubham Sakit, yeah, he's from my batch as well. Yeah.
From your batch as well. Your batch has done tremendously well. And best of luck for going to Australia or New Zealand for your higher studies.
Thank
Thanks
you
a lot.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot
Bye-bye.
for coming on our program.
Thank you.
Thank you.